This is a video solution for practice exercise 2. In practice exercise 02, we will begin by creating a reflected ceiling plan view for the ground floor level. On the View ribbon in the Create panel, expand the Plan Views button and click Reflected Ceiling Plan. In the new RCP dialog, ground floor will not be available because there's already a reflected ceiling plan view created for that level. But you can deselect Do Not Duplicate Existing Views and then select the ground floor level and click OK. An RCP is then created for that level, and the next thing we want to do is assign the electrical ceiling template. So in the Properties palette for the view, I'll scroll down to the View Template parameter, and we'll click in the button that says None, and then select Electrical Ceiling, and then click OK. And what that will do is it will change the view parameters, and it will also change where it is sorted in the project browser. And I will select it, and the next thing is to rename it. And so I can rename it in the Properties palette, or I can right-click and select Rename. In this case, I'll rename it in the Properties palette. Ground Floor Lighting Plan. And then when it asks would I like to rename the corresponding level and views, I'm going to select No. And we've renamed our RCP. The next thing we want to do is turn off the visibility of these reference planes, and then while we're at it we can do the reference lines just in case there are any of those that may be hidden in there. So in the Properties palette, I'll click the View Template button, and with Electrical Ceiling selected, we want to adjust the visibility graphic overrides for annotation objects. And I will scroll down to reference lines and reference planes, and we will deselect those to turn off the visibility. And I will click OK. And then while we're here, we want to adjust the scale to 3/16 of an inch equals a foot. And then click OK. And that will clean up our view so that it looks more presentable. And now we want to add some tags. We want to tag the spaces and the lighting fixtures. And we can do all of those at once using the Tag All Not Tagged tool. So on the Annotate ribbon, in the Tag panel, click Tag All Not Tagged. And in the dialog, we can select space tags and lighting fixture tags. And we want to use the space tag type and then lighting fixture tag standard. And so we'll expand the drop down and select standard. We'll leave leader deselected and then click OK. And that will tag all of our spaces and all of our lighting fixtures with one click, if you will. Next step is to create a sheet. So in the project browser, I will right-click the Sheets branch and select New Sheet, and select the E1 30x42 horizontal title block and click OK. And this creates the new sheet. And now we can rename it and renumber it. There's several ways to do this. We'll work right here in the Properties palette. And we will number it E101 and change the sheet name to Ground Floor Lighting, and I'll press Enter. And you can see here that this updates in the title block. And now we can drag and drop the view onto the sheet. So I will find our reflected ceiling plan in the project browser and drag and drop it onto the sheet and click to place it. And the last thing we want to do is save the file. And so we'll click File, Save As, Project, and then you can navigate to the location where you have your exercise file saved.